think we got the camera. Okay, very nice. Hello, everyone. Hello. I thank you for clicking onto this video. It has been a few weeks since we've last seen one another, but I hope you've all been well, and I apologize for the lack of updates. And it's not because I wanted to do it on purpose by any means, but I I I just can't express my thank you to each and every single one of you. I not in my lifetime, neither if I was given an eternity of time to express my thanks, I wouldn't be able to. I truly wouldn't be able to express my thank you to all you that have shown your support, whether it's been through your generous donations, your hopeful thinking, and your advice that you've given me. Especially as someone as, being new to being an adult, essentially. All this support and love has shown me a beautiful, beautiful side of humanity. And before I get onto this video and try to explain to you a little bit more of what's been happening, thank you. Thank you for what you've done, not only for me, but for the people I care about the most in my life. The people that I've lived with for, well, my entire life. And how much of what you've done means to them, most importantly. I know I explained in my most recent video that I don't exactly like to bring in my personal life and problems into something as a hobby for me, which is YouTube. But with the recent events that's happened, I couldn't just sit there and be a static person when my family was in this terrible, terrible situation. Now, for those of you who may have not heard or may have not tuned into the latest events, my family was on the verge of a notice to vacate of our property and apartment. Now, I say was because, just to break the ice, we received another paper through the mail about 4 or 5 days after I made the GoFundMe, I made the video trying to bring some light or bring something of good to the situation. I remember walking out of my room, preparing everything and just, essentially preparing for the worst is a good way to put it. Because for those 4 to 5 days, seeing my family in the condition that they were and just having all the feelings and tense air around, especially with my father, it was terrible. And I wanted to keep faith. I wanted to keep hope. But I knew at the same time that I had to prepare for the worst. I couldn't just continue on doing what I love when the people that I care about are essentially suffering in the background. And I knew I had to do something. And of course, I didn't expect nowhere near the amount of love that you've all shown. But I was proved wrong. I was proved wrong in how much people can truly care in someone that they might have never met before, or just someone that they like to watch. It's such a foreign concept to me, but I'm grateful. I am eternally grateful for that. And, it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call to learn that as much as you believe that you're going to be alone in this world, that you won't. You're never truly alone. It can feel isolating at times when you put these roadblocks in front of you. But, you're never alone. And I figured that out truly recently. And I can say thank you a million times during this video, but that just doesn't encapsulate how much I truly feel about it. But without spewing too much about random nonsense, we received another paper in the mail almost half a week ago saying that our notice to vacate eviction was terminated by the landowners. Now, when I said that I could get on my knees and kiss the floor, it wouldn't be too out of the realm of what I was thinking at the current moment, walking out of my room and receiving that information from my parents. With your mind running at a million miles per hour, you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, and you're not in a good state. Certainly not certainly not a healthy one either. But God, the wave of relief, and I know it seems a little bit messed up that I didn't get to make that update, and I'm sorry that I didn't. I couldn't be completely sure if this was true. It was baffling. I was already expecting my family to get kicked out, and the people that I care about and love the most just, I would have, for the foreseeable future, would just see them in this horrible state. We were really house searching, looking for maybe like a 1-bedroom studio and stuff like that. I was really trying to renew everything that I might have needed, like my ID, and just trying to get things that I may need in an emergency job and stuff like that. But, I had to sit on this information. And it was recommended by my father as well that I just sit on this information for a bit. I truly didn't exactly believe much in guardian angels in moments of need. And once again, I was just proved wrong. I was proved wrong once again. Just like a plethora of other things in this situation, I was proved wrong. All hope was nearly voided if it weren't the help of you fluffs and my faith in the Lord and Him giving me the sanctuary. And it's something I don't like to talk about very often because I know religion in any space is a touchy subject, but as long as I don't push it on to others, I believe in what you believe in. If it gives you a form of hope, is something you should cling on to. And these were one of the moments where I found that hope. And to say that I thought it wasn't going to be paid off, yeah, that was true. Even with all the generous donations and all the amazing things that you've all given the opportunity for my family to have, I hate being a pessimist, but it just felt like, the weight of the world was just upon my shoulders, and at any moment it would buckle, and I would fall underneath the weight. And, that paper was all I needed to just sleep, really. For them to sleep, especially, my father and, my hardworking mother. We needed it. And most importantly, I needed you. They needed you. And if I could give you a hug through the screen, I would. And, maybe the closest thing to it is me doing this and, I don't know, just holding on for a moment. Just give me 10 seconds. That's all I need. I just need 10 seconds of this. How many times at this point am I going to start crying in front of this camera? I've been given a chance. This world has provided me views that I may have not been ready for, but I am glad that they happened. I want to be able to give back even a semblance, just a minute speck of the love that you've all shown. Will that be possible? I don't know. Will I try? I certainly will. And I will try, and I'll try, and I'll keep trying to show thanks and appreciation in what you've done. Oh, man. Once again, I am sorry that this is the way that I am speaking about this information. I know I should have told you sooner, but I just needed time. I just needed time to process it. I just needed time to really just seep in all that's happened. You know, if I recorded this on the day that I seen that paper and, you know, that relief, I would have just been bawling my eyes out in front of this camera, but, you know, that's no way to conduct myself. And it's not the way that I want to conduct myself towards you. So, I want to show you that there's hope. And there always will be hope. It may be hard to see in moments. Your vision will be clouded, but that's okay. Things will be okay. And that's all I needed to hear. So I want to leave this message to personally thank the community, the lovely fluffs involved with it, my friends, my close loved ones, and my family, most importantly, because I have always believed in the term, the real family is the one that you choose. But for me, in general, in the way that I think of things, I think of it a little differently. Maybe it goes both ways for someone like me, because it truly feels like I have two. And if that wasn't a good enough example, I believe maybe this family extends further than I ever expected. And, you know, you are my family. And in light of due to recent events, you know, the same people that will say these people are internet nobodies, to me, they're my family. And I wouldn't trade them for a single darn thing. You are the people that make this possible. You are the true engine behind everything that I loved about this hobby. And you've shown me a light. As much as people will say in the comments that I, you know, have made their day better or just made things a little easier, it's repaid 100-fold from you. It's insane, really. And I don't ever want to stop. Even if it's as simple as me talking. Even if it's as simple as, you know, taking your mind off of something that's overwhelming, even beyond the spectrum of ASMR and going to sleep. If all it is to make things better, then I will do that until I find myself 6 feet under. And, you know, I can promise you that. I can certainly promise you that. And I'm sorry, I'm becoming another mess again, but it's true. It's all true to me. And I don't want to leave one stone unturned here when it comes to the person that you're watching. Thank you. Thank you so much. I should probably try to make this a little bit more happier. I'm glad to be sitting in front of this camera again and speaking to you. As much as I don't really enjoy making it about topics like these, I had to address it and, you know, let you know that it's going to be all right. I was recently able to pay off a lot of my father's medical coverages with the money that you've all shown me. And he's incredibly thankful for that. And with the way that things are looking, you know, it's it was a much needed light. A family that's always struggled financially is bound to have some type of humbleness, I believe. And, nothing's taken for granted. Nothing ever is taken for granted. Recently, I felt my faith wavering a little bit. Whether it be in my chosen religion, or people, or my situation in general, my family situation, it just felt like everything was slipping out of my grasp. And to put your mind in this overdrive for almost a week, it was tiring. It was incredibly tiring. I started rapidly losing weight. And the same thing goes for my parents as well. It just felt like a wave of just depression hit. It's funny how life will throw you curveballs in moments. And the way that I look at it, it was almost like a reminder that you shouldn't, take the things that you get and the things that happen for granted. It taught me a good lesson. It taught all of us a good lesson. Things will be scary, be terrifying, but it will be okay. It'll be all right. And if this situation wasn't enough of a prime example for you, then that's all right too. It's just the way we all learn as humans. But I can promise you, you're not alone in that. You never will be. You won't ever be alone in that. And, I'll be next to you. We'll all be next to you. So, try to keep your head up, alright? And, keep moving. Keep moving. Yeah, I'm sorry if this video seems a lot more rambly than the other more emotional videos where I actually felt like I had something planned up with what I wanted to say. This is just me really trying to speak straight from the heart. And you know what? It's going to come out unformatted. It's not going to come out the most coherent. But, I believe that honesty will go a long way. But maybe I shouldn't drag this out for too much longer. But I do still want to express my thank you. As if this entire video isn't my own special thanks to you. That I really, 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 God, really am thankful for what you've done for me and my family. I appreciate the time you've taken out of your day to listen to this and be a part of my situation and try to bring light into something that seemed to be fading. You kept me sane. You kept my head on straight. And you kept my family afloat. And this is something that I will try to repay off for the amount of time that I will find myself on this platform. I can promise you that. As for the GoFundMe, I will leave it open because, with the stuff that I paid off with my father's medical my father's medical supplies, and with the information that I was given from him recently, about a money, or God, this is me really like fumbling my words now. The money needed for, I forgot what the term is for a vein doctor, but it's something to either close up some type of artery here, but I have to get more information on that. But I will leave up the GoFundMe for all the medical needs that he needs, or something that may be an immediate need for the family. And, man, it's to see all this love from people that I know I won't be able to really show my exact thanks for personally. It's a saddening thought, but it's a reality that I'm going to have to come to live with. Just know that I adore you, and I love you so much. And, I just hope to continue doing what's best. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy making your days better. I enjoy hearing all the nice things and all the feedback that you have to have, or have to give to a silly little guy as myself. But thank you again. I may take another couple days to just get things situated, but for the most part, things will be alright. And I'll try my best to get you all back to your original situated program. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day / night, and I just hope to talk again soon. And, one more hug for the road. One more hug for the road. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And I just hope to see you all again soon. May you all have a blessed day. Bye-bye, friendo.